Okay, welcome to the deck. How's everybody doing? Hopefully, we're going to have some more visitors. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Um, Damn it. I got to go through and try to share
Nice.
this.
That's a
We're not
that's a funny picture.
we're not going to Facebook, unfortunately. It's having problems. So if you can't find us live on Facebook, that's why. I'm going to try to share the feed from YouTube to Facebook here in a second. Share. Whoops.
And as soon as you share shit, I'll go and see if I can share it in my feeds. I was kind of looking through some of my pictures here. I got some old pictures, man. I got a kind of a rare picture. It's something that it's a picture of me that from a few years ago.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't even do that anymore. What I was doing, what I did in the picture.
Um,
Hmm. Let's see what it says for properties.
okay. Share this off.
Well, that's not one that was created. Huh.
Share that off.
It's from 2016, it looks like.
Yeah, well, this is kind of fucked up. I tried to go the new way, and all of a sudden, we can't go to Facebook. So hopefully, people will start watching and they'll find us.
Well, that's Facebook for you. They fuck everything up occasionally. Oh, I even got some pictures that are funny too. Whole series of pictures is funny.
Oh, come on.
Where are we going?
Crazy. Just a minute.
We're going crazy in just a minute.
Yeah, we're going crazy today. I'm got too many shit. Trying to figure this out.
Wow. Well, that's an interesting picture.
What is?
This one that I just brought up.
I don't see no picture.
I haven't shared it. Want me to share it?
Oh, let's see. Share it.
If it lets me.
I'm waiting.
I'm looking to see if I can find it. Here, there it is. I can even
What
zoom
the
in and
hell?
zoom out. You don't remember that one?
Oh yeah, that was
That was Crystal and Matt's wedding.
is that Crystal and Matt's wedding or what's
Yep,
that?
that was the Crystal and Matt's wedding. It was in Fort Atkinson at that place that looked like it used to be a roller rink.
Oh, okay. Well, there was another one picture similar to that somewheres floating around from Jeff and Andrea when they renewed their vows or whatever. But I think I was dressed up for the cowboy hat and shit.
Yes, you were.
That was a long time ago.
Want to see that one?
And what, you got that one too?
Yeah, I just gotta thumb through and find it. I got that one too. And that's 1, 2, 3. All right, that's probably the better of them all. Ta-da! There you go.
Okay, just a second. Let's see. Well, that was a long time ago. You don't even see that too often either.
But you dressed up. Oh look, there's the Rockford Peaches, where the Rockford Peaches used to play. That's in Rockford. That's down in Rockford, Illinois.
The
Oh look,
the
he
blue.
forgot his name, so he had to put it on his hat.
Yeah, you did that.
Oh come on, you know that was
You
funny.
don't usually see me wearing blue jeans.
I know. Yeah,
They're usually black.
they're black and blue jeans.
You know, they what was it? There was something coming up. I should have this so I can get comments. Not that there'll be any because we got no Facebook group. Um,
Were you able to share the
yeah,
feed
I
from
shared the
YouTube?
YouTube feed to Facebook.
Did you share it over to your friends so I'd be able to
It
do
should
it?
be able to. I don't know. It's there everywhere. Um, damn it. They were going to reboot something. And I know it was true because it was like on TV and not, you know,
Okay.
but it's not going to be rebooted to like TV. It was going to be to Netflix and it's like Jesus Christ. They really got no imagination out there. They got to take shows that have been, long over with and stuff like this. And oh, we're going to reboot this with a whole new
Um,
cast.
hey Joe, it doesn't it shared, but there's no video feed going.
But
The YouTube.com shared. It says YouTube.com, the deck, Utterly Insane Productions, but there's no video feed going. I
what
went
the?
ahead and shared it. I don't know if this is something where you got to click it to.
Well, it says we're live and showing it live because I
Yeah,
can.
you gotta click it. It's not showing the video feed. It's
Oh,
just
on
showing the thing
Facebook.
on Facebook, and then you gotta click it, and it takes you to the YouTube channel.
Uh, yeah, that's the way it is. It's not like gonna show the whole live feed. It's kind of fucked up.
Well, it's just the way the things are today with this mess.
Well, I don't know what's going on, but I'm sure it's got a lot to do with
Oh, hang
internet
on a second.
politics.
Okay, now here's a different one that's up here. It shows us on here, but it's same situation. It shows me and you next to each other up here, but it's not showing any video itself. It's showing
No, you have to go
Let
to
it
YouTube to
share.
see the video.
So no, it's okay. I just checking on this now.
But
Wanted to
it's
make
like
sure I could
all of a
share it.
sudden, it's like all of a sudden, the one place we were using, they upped their prices. Really didn't change much to you know what's that word I'm looking for? You know, to justify their raise in cost.
I see.
You know, so you go to a new one, and we went early. You know, and you go to this new one, and it's now all of a sudden Facebook's having issues. You wonder if the other service made some kind of exclusive deal, and it became all about this.
Maybe. I don't know.
You know, because it's just another way for people to get fucking greedy. But they didn't offer us anything more, you know, any added benefits. Here, we were paying the same price we were earlier before the increase, and we're getting more for our buck. Hi, Kate.
Okay.
Oh, looks like we're having trouble today. It isn't going to Facebook, YouTube only.
Yeah. Kind of
And
screwed up.
and the other podcast that was on earlier through Things Network, they couldn't go to Facebook either. They were having the same issues. I wasn't on that one, no. I was busy eating, or at least trying to eat. Not easy to eat with a puppy here. So we got our favorite food.
Yeah. Her favorite food. Anything.
No, this is one that that she'll beg for until she knows it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
This is pizza. No, we got little sleezers today.
Yeah, Little Caesar ain't too bad.
You know, I have yet to, I've been thinking about it, and I keep seeing the commercials, and I wish somehow along the line that these restaurants, when they make the commercials, the food would look just as good in the commercials when you get it. You know, you
Well,
go to
here's
McDonald's,
here's the here's the
Big
problem
Mac
with that.
doesn't look like what you see in a commercial.
That's because what they're shooting on the commercial, that's not an actual hamburger. That's all plastic
Well,
or wax.
or like in the old days, let's see, what was that? Oh, it was like an episode of Mary Tyler Moore. Oh, this goes to show my age. They, what was it? Betty White was on that and doing that cooking show. Didn't she do the cooking show every now and then on Mary Tyler Moore?
I
I think
don't
it
know.
was Betty White. Anyway, they showed they showed the food being made or whatever, or her kind of making the food, and then they like
Mm-hmm.
airbrushed it, you know, so that it looked good for the cameras. So it was like airbrushed with food coloring or paint or something, you know. And you know they still do that. They still do that. It's like watch those commercials for like the air fryer, you know, or some kind of whatever
Oh,
oven deep fryer.
those air fryers are kick ass, man.
I get that, but when you're watching those commercials and they take that shit out of the oven, you never get something that looks like that because
Well, no.
they touch it up with like airbrushes, and it's usually filled with like whatever the like food coloring or something, or maybe even real paint. But I keep watching Domino's went out a long time ago. They totally left Wisconsin. They were gone, like one of the other pizza joints that just disappeared for a while. And they
Well,
made a
they're
comeback.
here now.
Yeah, they've made a comeback. Since made a comeback, right?
Yeah.
And their commercials are on TV. And I remember way back then, what it was maybe 20 years ago or so, you know, Domino's tasted just like the cardboard that it was served in. You know,
No, the cardboard tasted better than the pizza.
yeah. Well, I keep seeing these commercials, and they look so good, but it's like, yeah, it makes me wonder: is it really as good as it looks? I'm kind of afraid to take that chance because every time I ordered from them in the past, the crust tasted like cardboard.
Yeah, it was nasty.
You know,
Domino's was always nasty. But
and
the thing is, Domino's was the go-to pizza that all the
well, the campus,
college kids would do.
yeah, because it was all Domino's and what was the other one? Glass Nickel.
Well, Glass Nickel is actually a uh, co-op type of thing. It's an employee-owned
Right, but I mean, it was
thing.
because those two pizza joints were like the closest one to the campus area downtown. You know, and I used to clean the dorms back in the day I worked as an LTE for the state, and I used to clean the dorms, and this was in the summertime, so it was like those students that would hang around and take other extra classes over the summer or whatever, or to
Hmm.
continue working over the summer. So the main halls, like where they served like lunch and stuff like that, those were closed down for the summer, and you only cleaned Monday through Friday, so you go from Friday to Monday again. Those 3 days over the weekend. You
Hmm.
found out how much of a pig these people are down on campus. I mean, they're driving them. You know, you, it used to make me wonder. They're driving around daddy's cars because they got all these expensive, high-priced cars, and they're driving them around and stuff like this. They grew up in such a privileged life that they were disgusting pigs. I mean, we had mountains of pizza boxes in the dorm rooms, in the dorms, you know, cluttering up after one weekend, just cluttering up the common area, or they'd be get put in the stairwells, and it's like, you know, I don't believe that they could eat that much, and it's just like, man, I couldn't believe how much, but they ate a lot of that Domino's pizza, and I couldn't understand that. I mean, I've had
Hmm.
both Domino's and Glass Nickel, and I'd say Glass Nickel by far is a much better pizza.
Oh yeah, it is.
You know, and it's not like they had Pizza Pit or well, they did have Rockies close by. But it was always those two because they were like right in the heart of the actual campus area. It wasn't like most of those dorms were like a block away from State Street or something. Fucking A, man. The one pizza place I wish they would bring back? Shakey's.
Shaking it,
Shakey's Pizza.
shaking it pizza. Okay, I got another picture I want to show you. I
Uh-oh.
want your opinion on this.
I don't want to see the picture.
want your opinion. I want the peanut gallery. If there's any peanut gallery, I want their
Oh, they're
opinion
not
on this
here.
too.
They're out in the living room.
No, the peanut gallery that we got going here.
Oh,
What do you think of that?
what the fuck is it?
That is a strawberry chocolate mousse with a fully chocolate coated strawberry on top.
Was that something you got?
That's something I made. This was a
You,
while back. I made this quite a while back, a couple years ago.
oh, before you got into the house you're in.
Yeah, before I got in the house. I made this when we lived over in Fort Atkinson.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but what do you think of it? Think that looks good or anything?
I don't know. I mean, it looks like, it looks eye appealing, but I'm not that fond of the big whole strawberry thing. I don't have nothing else for you. She's like, I know you still got pizza up there. I can smell it.
She can smell it.
No. But what do you think of this graphic, though? You take away a U and what do you think of that graphic?
But I didn't see it. I was playing around. Looks all right.
I mean, we can do like the Golf It thing eventually when we get enough regulars and we can start kind of putting the pictures up there, little tiny pictures around it or something.
Yeah.
I made that real quick today. I was bored. The fucking game fucked me up and I woke up, like I said, man, I don't know, the last 2 or 3 days, my back has been killing me.
Here, what about this one? What do you think of that?
That looks like a dreamsicle drink.
It is.
You know,
That's a dream. That's a dreamsicle drink. It's a dreamsicle float. And
so
with
what's in
Pizza
it?
Ranch, this is orange Fanta
Oh,
and vanilla soft serve ice cream.
oh,
And Pizza Ranch is where I made that. We we were at Pizza Ranch. It was kind of funny. Lisa and I took her mom to Pizza Ranch, and we had our pizza and chicken and stuff. They do a pretty decent little display, and we're near the end of our meal, and I'm like, I had my soda, and I'm like, okay, I got all my drink, and I dumped my ice onto my plate, and I walked up to the thing, and I filled half the glass with orange Fago or Fanta, I mean, and then I went over to the soft serve machine, and I put the soft serve in there, and then I bring it back to to the table.
why didn't we think of that? Why didn't we think of doing shit like that when we were kids? When like Ponderosa had the
I always did.
Sunday bar.
I always did think of shit like that when I was a kid, though. So anyway, I bring it back to the table, and I have have a spoon with me and everything. And I go and sit down, and Lisa's mom looks at me, and she looks at that, and she goes, "What's that?" and Lisa's sitting there just starting to laugh, and I'm like, "Well, it's a dreamsicle float." She goes, "That looks good." I'm like, "Well, they're easy to make. You want me to go make you one?" But that's the thing, Pizza Ranch has their sodas that they have on their dispensers. They have Barks root beer, and they have Fanta orange, and then they have that vanilla ice, that vanilla soft serve machine.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
And
Ponderosa
here's
didn't have when they had that all you could eat Sunday bar. They didn't
mhm.
have it so you could refill your own sodas back then either.
Yeah, well, they do this here. So anyway, and the funny thing is, it wasn't just her. It wasn't just her mom that was like eyeing that when I got back to the table. There were people when I made it. They were making comments. Oh, I should have thought of that.
Well, Dreamsicle's like that one. It's like that one ice cream that just about everybody likes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Because it's just vanilla ice cream and an orange popsicle kind of married
But that's
together.
the right. But that's the funny thing on this, though. I mean, yeah, Pizza Ranch has gotten a little expensive, unfortunately, because the last time we went to have dinner or have the buffet at Pizza Ranch, it was almost $40 just for me and Lisa,
Wow.
and it's like that is not worth it. I'm sorry, you know, at $15 a person, that was kind of high, for what they have to offer. That was a little on the pricey side, on the high side. But you got all you could eat pizza, all you could eat fried chicken. You
Keep
had
talking.
vegetables. You had mashed potatoes, and you had a salad bar, and then you could get all you could drink on the soda machine. And then, of course, they have the soft serve machine, so you could have as much ice cream as you want. And they didn't really have a fixing bar. It was just basically vanilla soft serve, and that was it. They didn't have any like toppings or anything to put on it. And then they had their what they call their cactus pizza or the cactus bread. It was like a pizza type dough with like blueberry spread or strawberry or cherry or apple or stuff like that. And you could actually then they cut it like a pizza, so they had that sitting next to the soft serve machine. So you could actually take a plate and put one or two slices of that up there, and then put the soft serve ice cream on top of that too, whichever way you want. But they've gotten way too expensive. It's like $21, $22 per person now to do
Wow.
an all you can eat buffet there, and it's like it's not worth it. Unfortunately, I mean they do make their pizza is decent. It's not great.
I didn't like it the time you took me there. That
Well,
must
I'm
have
just
been all the
saying.
time
I'm just
party.
saying. Okay, their pizza's not. I'm saying their pizza. I didn't think it was the greatest pizza. I mean, it was decent, depending on what you wanted, depending
Well,
on what they had.
it
But their
compares
chicken,
to like Little Caesars as far as pizza goes.
but their chicken is that it's a pressure fried. They put it in the pressure fryer.
Yeah.
Their chicken is really freaking awesome. But yeah, I mean, you put something like that together, and I mean, you got the makings right there of either a root beer float or a
You know,
dreamsicle float.
you know what I miss back in the day when I was in high school. There was at least in Madison alone, at least a half a dozen ice cream shops or parlors, as they were
Mhm.
called, ice cream parlors. And the most famous one, well, I shouldn't say most famous one because there was like Baskin Robbins and I forget what the other one was. But there was a chocolate shop. It was
Oh,
called the Chocolate Shop.
we still do. It's called Chocolate Shop Ice Cream.
Yeah,
They're local. They're local, and they have a factory right there,
but
right over
it's not the same as it
off
used to be.
Helgeson.
Okay,
I don't know. They
the
make this one
chocolate
there.
shop, they had just about everything you could think of to make your own homemade sundae, or your,
Yeah,
do your own blizzard type drink or malt or
yeah.
shake or
No,
whatever. And they had all these different custom things, like, flavors. You had all, the big long cooler thing with gallons of ice cream in there, 5 gallon tubs or whatever they were.
I think
You
they're
know,
5 gallon
and you had all
tubs.
these custom flavors that was made right here in town, right in town somewhere.
Yeah,
And,
they have
and
their factory over on Helgeson.
well, they had the one place to sit. It was Walgreens sits there now on the corner of Flom and Monona, right on the corner of Flom and Monona. Walgreens used to be a strip mall, and the chocolate shop took up about a third of that strip mall. You know, and they had all those ice creams like bubble gum and
hmm
Rocky Road and all these custom flavors. It wasn't just vanilla. They had New York style vanilla and, you know, double dark chocolate, mint chocolate chip. You don't see those much around anymore. You know, Here and there, but you don't see a lot of those like you used to. It's like you don't see when you see an A&W root beer or an A&W stand nowadays. It's very rare that you're going to see one that you can drive up to and order from your car. Like the old days where you had
hmm
car hops. You know, it's like, oh, but that's something that sucks too. I went to an A&W not long ago, and they sold out. They did. I mean, I always thought the root beer was much better when they made it on site.
They still do.
No, I don't. No, I don't. All those
Where
A&W root beer stands.
where did you go? Which root beer place? Which A&W did you go to?
I don't remember. It was one of those ones we saw when we were out of town. You
Well,
know,
we went to the Jefferson one the other day, and the girl there, I talked to her because I got that jug that I picked up. Talked to her, and she said that they still make it in house.
I don't know. You know, the thing is, PepsiCo took them over. It's owned by Pepsi. A&W is now, and the root beer.
Yeah.
So the only way is if that restaurant has been around since the 60s or the 70s, you know, but any new one popping up, it's coming straight from Pepsi. It's it's like that one that I don't think it's there anymore, but it used to be over there by like Thompson Road and T area in the gas station. You know, it used to be an A&W. I don't know if it still is or not. No,
Thompson Road.
yeah, it used to be all. It's all comes from Pepsi now. Now that one out in the forest, though, or the not the forest, that the Windsor area out there,
Yeah.
where the two highways meet.
They still make it in house there.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's got to be the one of the oldest ones left in the
uh,
Madison area.
in the Madison area. But I already told you where I literally found the oldest A&W that I know of in the state of Wisconsin.
Well, I'm just saying you'd have to
That's up
find
in
one like
that's up
that.
in Baldwin. That's up in Baldwin, Wisconsin. You literally you go in and you can you can go up to the counter and order your food to go. If you want to eat it there, you sit your ass down and the waitress comes over and takes your order. And they still make their root beer in house there.
Well, I just don't.
I thought it was pretty cool when I went in there. I was
Yeah,
like I
but
was
see,
a little confused because when I went in there, it's like it's an old fashioned type restaurant where you've got your tables with your little jukebox
right.
things sitting on it, and it was pretty fucking cool.
You know, but there's not many of those places left because every time they open a new one now, it's all done automatically for them by Pepsi.
Hmm.
You know, it's like it gets you know, you go and buy A&W root beer in the store, the grocery store, and you know, in the can or the bottle or whatever, it does not taste anything close to what it used to taste like if you got it made right there on the spot. You know, and those those kind of places are like everything's getting, oh, we got to take all the work out of it so we can sit around and be lazy more, or you know, or you know,
Hmm.
I don't know what the reasoning is for taking shortcuts, but I, you know, when you're cooking and stuff like this, it's like you learn growing up, if it's done the right way, you learn not to take any shortcuts, right? Because it's not going to taste the same or taste good. But they do this to cut costs. You know, we're not going to make it this way. We're going to make it in a factory outside somewheres and have it shipped in, and just to cut costs. You lose something.
Right.
You know, that's like a pizza place or a burger joint, you know, goes from being locally to, you know, a national chain. I guarantee you the taste and the quality of the product is going to go way down. Fucking thing. Cable's falling. But, you know, I don't know. No. But I gotta do something.
What do you got to do?
I don't know. I'm just saying that those places need to be, you know, advertised that it's not really made there, you know, anymore in some of those, you know, or something. Ugh.
No, it'd be nice if we had stuff back like that. Because
You know, well that's one thing I'd like back is the old root beer stands, old, I mean, drive-ins like they used to be. You know, everything's like cutting costs because everything's gotten so expensive over the years. You know, especially groceries and food. You know, those drive-ins, a lot of that stuff used to be made right there. You know, now it's like all microwave products or whatever. We're just gonna throw it in quick here, and we don't have a grill or anything anymore. You know, it's like, come on. No wonder things are failing. I miss those good old days. You know, people got along more. You know, lot less bullying going on. Oh, you missed it.
What
I
did I miss?
What did I miss?
I found something like you got.
Oh my God,
Hi, Tom.
Tom! I'll call you back. Man, on the last live, called him back. Yeah, the whole power thing.
You're cutting out a
You're
lot,
cutting in
Tom.
and out, dude.
Am I?
Yeah, you were.
You were.
Am I still?
No.
Now
Oh,
it
okay.
sounds like.
So, well, it was probably because I was getting a call on Facebook, more than
Hmm.
likely, and that was from Dom. Is this going to BB3? I didn't see it on there.
No,
Um,
it's got a
we're having
Facebook
issues.
issues.
Oh, okay.
You
So,
can't. We can't stream things to any Facebook page, so it's only going to the Things Network YouTube channel and my YouTube channel.
oh, wow.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, but he called me while I was on Lois's show, and then
Yeah,
I
I was
called him back
wondering.
afterwards, and then he didn't answer. And I left him a voicemail. I said, "Well, I called you back, man. We'll talk sometime soon. I know we haven't talked in a minute, whatever." And then he calls me back while I'm downstairs making Dad's dinner, and then he calls me back again just at the exact moment that I joined your live feed.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
think it said he sees it, so it's just poor timing on his part. But I'll call him back. I mean, I haven't talked to the man in a couple weeks. Easy, he's been going through shit and stuff like that, and I get it. And I've been giving him a space, you know. So I don't know. Anyway, what's up?
so I got this.
What did I miss?
You missed it.
That's what you said. I'm asking what I missed.
You'll have to. Did
I
I
have to
do
go back
that?
and watch.
No, I
Is that
didn't
what-
do that when we were live, did I?
I don't think so. I don't think you did.
Well, I got. I got to play around with it some more, but I was like Pickle Rick sitting in a desk chair, like a chair.
It
Like
wasn't Pickle Rick. It was just a pickle.
pickle, but still,
hey, any pickle is a good pickle.
I got one of those face things, you know.
Oh yeah.
And I was trying it out, but in order to get it to work with this, I have to start it first, and then yeah, it's a mess. But I'll figure it out one of these days.
Hey, look at me! I'm Pickle Rick. That's not a very good pickle, Rick. I was just saying. Whoa! You see the top of my mouth, right?
So, Tom,
What's up?
have you tried watching the Rick and Morty anime?
I have not.
It's on Adult Swim. I think
Look.
they're 6 episodes in already, and actually today would be the 7th episode.
Wow. Yeah, I haven't really paid much attention to Rick and Morty for a little bit. I liked the first few seasons, but then after that, it was getting dry. That's
They
kind of
did
the same
start
thing that
getting a
happened
little
with The
dry, but
Simpsons and Family Guy, or South Park.
yeah,
Like
but
after a few seasons,
The Simpsons is one that's been around so fucking long, it's
I know.
ridiculous.
Woo!
Yeah, I'd have to go out and start over
Beer.
in order to get that. In order to get that to work again, because I showed it to I'd have to exit completely and come back in. Oh.
Ah, well, what are you gonna do?
But it was a pickle with a face on it, and it would talk when I'd talk.
That's why it did talk when you talked.
Yeah, it didn't completely just change the face; it changed the whole thing in the backgrounds.
Wow.
Not quite the same like that. I'm still looking for something like that.
I told you how to. It's not that. It's not that extensive to do. It's just. It's a few things you got to do, and then you got it again. It's not that bad. I will say this though. In relation to this is Tom's World. My so I did a video that has actually blown the fuck up. I got over 10,000 views. It was round ruins in the woods, blah blah blah. This that. While I was filming that, I went down this little hill onto a beach, and I filmed some stuff down there. As I was on my way up that little hill, I fell, and my gimbal that I use for stabilizing my video footage um, fell to the ground and got dirt in the joints of the three axles, and it has never acted the same since. The last video I put up on Jim Thorpe PA, I actually had to use a stabilizer in the editing program because it looked like I was holding my phone and shaking like crazy. So I have since now laid this to rest. I will never use this gimbal ever again because
Okay, now what happened to him?
doing it. So that's news. Not that it has anything to do with this. That's the first place I've ever announced it. By the way, I just got this.
Audio's cutting.
Don't get too
out
excited. Is it really?
now.
It
That's
just
why you
cut
guys
out
aren't.
at the end.
That's why you guys aren't getting excited. I understand. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with my audio. I don't.
Well, I don't know. It seems like the whole internet's acting funky today.
Damn it! It's Al Gore's fault.
Well, it's Stream. I had an issue on Stream today. All right, or Steam.
Hmm.
All right. I'm sitting there. I do what I always do. I get up, check my email. Go through everything I gotta go through. Make sure the dog goes outside.
Well, because it's better than the dog going inside.
Right.
Yeah.
So I go and I load Steam and I start playing Multiverse to get some of the Rift stuff done.
No way. You were playing Multiverse? I don't believe it.
And
Actually, it's multiverses, but that's
well,
all right.
anyway,
We'll
It's
let that go.
multiverse.
I'm sitting there and I'm watching a movie and I got pretty interested because it was an old movie and I had
You got undressed.
No, I got interested.
Oh.
Take the taters out of your ears.
What?
What? Yeah. So I got interested in the movie. So I turned the game off so I wasn't going to be distracted too much. And when the movie was over, I'm like, okay. I go back to the game and it wouldn't load. It wouldn't,
I hate when it
and
doesn't
it
load.
didn't update. It was trying to do an update, but it kept stopping the update, like file error, disk read error. That's what it was, a disk read error.
But there's no disc.
So I had to uninstall the game. Well, I called him first. He got in there right away, but then he ended up having an issue too.
Yeah, it let me in, and then it kicked me out.
So then once it did that, I'd already started to uninstall, and I'm like, reinstall the whole fucking thing, and it's like, Jesus Christ.
Did you lose everything?
But I hate it when shit does that.
No, he didn't lose everything.
Oh, okay.
No, I
That
didn't.
would have sucked.
I
If you
didn't
uninstalled
do
it, reinstalled it, and you lost everything, that would have fucking sucked.
Hey, it did
That's
happen
happened.
the first time. After playing for about 7 days, because I played for at least 7 days after that first time, and because I had that the Lady Banana unlocked after 7 days,
Banana.
and you got her free after 7 days. I installed it on my Xbox because I was going to try to
Nah.
do a thing so that I could play it over there and play it on my computer, and I could have, my Xbox character help my computer character. No, somehow it got fucked up and it fucked it up and I lost everything.
Oh,
All the money I spent and everything in that first 7 days, I lost it all.
ba 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 banana ba 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 banana.
I'm gonna have to figure that out or get that or something.
Banana.
It's like something Mark and I would have done back in the day. He's like, you got to go in and you got to find the file and you got to, redo it
Yeah,
or something.
I mean that's you got to because they discontinued the program. Whoa, it was called Snap Camera, and they discontinued the program. So you have to download it, and then you have to download a secondary file, and you have to rename. So excuse me, you have to rename the main program file in the folder, and then this other file you download, you have to name it whatever that was, and put it into the folder, and then you're able to see all the different filters that they have. Um, it's really not that hard. It takes about, I don't know, 15 minutes max.
Yeah, and you get both of these. Does it explain all of this when you go to a website or something?
Yeah, yeah. I watched a YouTube video on it, and they had all the links in the video to download the main file, to download the patch, um,
Well, then
and
send it to me.
okay, I'll look it up.
Send me that link, and I'll get right on that.
But you will have to restart your computer after you do
Well,
it.
yeah, that's
You know,
typical. I
yeah.
turn it off every night, anyways.
I don't get people that just leave their computers on constantly. It makes no sense because all it does is build up temporary files when you leave it on, and then your system gets clogged, and then they wonder why their
Well,
computer runs like
all
shit.
right, all right. I'm gonna tell you why. All right, it doesn't. It's probably safer to turn them off at night,
Yeah,
especially
when you're
now.
done, when you're done for the
But
night, and you're going to bed. Shut it down.
say 30 years ago or 40 years ago, when computers and the internet were all brand new. All right,
The
you
internet was
know,
around 40 years
for
ago.
home computers, you finally got it was cheaper to get a computer for your home. Mostly businesses had them,
40
but
years ago, I had a TRS 80.
but they said it was always safer because nobody could hack into it when you're offline, and you know
Right.
but they said leave it. The reason for leaving it on is because they used less energy back then when they were left on. Turning them on and off back then, because of the way they were made, would make your electric bill go up.
Yeah, but now, I mean, with the computers the way they
But
are now, like,
now the way they're more so energy efficient, like a refrigerator or
yeah,
a kitchen appliance,
like it
you're
goes into
best to
sleep
turn
mode.
them off at night because then you save wear and tear on the computer itself.
Well, plus space on your hard drive because the longer you leave your computer running, the more temporary files are created, and it starts clogging up your system. And this is the issue that I've discussed with Dom in particular. Like he leaves his computer on all the time. I said, dude, when you go to bed, just shut it down. And when you get up in the morning, turn it on again. Or whatever. I mean, your computer is gonna be better for it because when you do the shutdown process the correct way, it does get rid of the temporary files. If you leave it on constantly, they just build up. And then that takes up memory and it takes up resources and your computer starts running like shit. I mean, it's
Well,
just common
that
sense.
that and it's harder for somebody with it being off. You're not going to have somebody hacking in it and breaking into it nowadays. I
Well,
mean,
no, everybody, every,
hacking's gotten more dangerous, and you ain't going to get the antiviruses or somebody, hacking into your internet connection from the outside. And
no, because they don't care about that. They're looking for servers. They're not looking for individual computers.
well, some people are looking to steal money or steal your ID.
Or to
Uh,
get your webcam, while you're
yeah,
undressing and stuff.
exactly. Yeah, There's
I
all
get that.
kinds of reasons to shut it off when you're not
Yeah, but
using it at night.
end of the night, like say last night, we were done playing golf. Once we were done and I left that, I shut down my computer and then I went to bed.
Yeah, I
Even
should.
when I'm drunk out of my mind, I know to do that.
It's just the only time I don't shut my computer down is when I know I can tell, because you know your body. At our age, we know the body well enough, so I know I'm going to have like a rough night because I'm
Yeah.
in pain or something. So that means I usually get up and down so I don't disturb the wife and start, screaming in pain and agony in the bedroom and waking her up when she has to be at work in the morning. I go to the other end of the house and into the office here and kind of moan and groan in here playing a video game trying to take my mind off it. But then
Yeah.
if I know something like that might happen, I leave it on. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But most of the time when I'm ready to go to bed,
Yeah,
I
I shut it
completely
down.
shut it down.
Yep.
I don't leave nothing on in here.
I mean, I have enough, and I have enough like space issues with all my YouTube videos. Like, I mean, I have external hard drives. I've been trying to condense my external hard drives. They have like 1 terabyte each. I have two of them, but that's where I save all my YouTube videos. But you know,
I just recently picked up a new computer because my other one, the wireless, took a shit on it.
Hmm.
So I got this really nice Lenovo Legion.
it's a contradiction in terms. Really nice Lenovo.
It's a Lenovo,
Well,
and
it's
it's
not a bad
really fucking
computer. I
nice.
mean, compared to back in the day, it could have been like a Packard Hell.
Yeah, well,
Dude, the one I was running with before this was a Lenovo S30, which was a server unit, and I had that for probably the last 8 years.
And we've got one out here. We got one out in the living room area that runs the Cricket device and stuff on it.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, I just put now this
Had
one
that
came
for at
with
least 7 years.
one of the M2 hard drives in it,
right.
but it was only a 1 terabyte drive.
Yeah, that's what I have.
So,
I have two of them.
but this one has space for two 3.5 drives. They're mechanicals. It's
Mhm.
got a space for a 2.5, whether it be a mechanical laptop drive or an SSD, and there's supposed to be another slot for an M2 in there. Well,
This is a tower.
this is a tower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I just right after I've had it for what, Joe, about 2 weeks, 3 weeks now,
Yeah, about
maybe a
3
month.
weeks.
So
About 3 at the most.
I've currently added a 4 terabyte mechanical, and I got a 12 terabyte mechanical for like $121
Damn.
from Amazon, and
Yeah,
I've got that in there.
Yeah, as
That's
time
about
goes,
what I spent on that gimbal I just got.
those things
So, and
are
it's a 12 terabyte. It's not just a standard hard drive either. It's a Seagate Iron Wolf, which the Iron Wolves were designed to run in server units,
Well,
which means they're
two-
designed to run for fucking ever, pretty
the
much.
two
Yeah.
best hard drives you could buy back in the day, and probably still today, are Seagate and Western Digital.
I can't even see what mine is. I gotta put my glasses.
So, and we were talking about that. We were talking about that before you actually went and bought the computer.
Well, yeah.
Well, see, that's like I've got. I paid more than that for the 4 terabytes or 2 terabytes. I think, I don't know. It's
Okay.
either 2 or 4, and it was the biggest you could get. I got it for my Xbox.
Yeah, my
So
externals are Western Digital too.
So my Xbox hard drive was more than that. I mean, the technology's gotten where they're getting bigger and they're getting smaller in price as time goes on. My 8-bit that's sitting down here, my 8 terabit external for my
8
desktop.
terabyte. Yeah.
8 terabyte for the external it's the external drive for my desktop. That cost me almost $250.
Wow.
But see, 8 terabyte was the most you could get then
You can
when I
get up
got it.
to, I think, a 22 terabyte now.
It's like the
Crazy.
It's
technology,
insane. It's crazy the way
and then the
things are.
prices tend to go down.
But the
Technology,
weirdest thing
the
is
computer
now,
technology is kind of a weird thing.
the
You
weirdest
know,
thing is these, it washed out. These, which is the SSD, this is the 2.5 SSD.
Yeah.
Um, the biggest I've seen these is only 4 terabyte.
just think when we were doing that thing that back in what was that 1996? No, about
No,
97 or 98, I
Man,
think it was.
I was
what
like
when
20.
we were looking at starting the store?
Yeah, when we were going to start the store, a
No,
computer
because in
repair shop.
98 is when I moved back to Wisconsin.
Okay, so then it had been about
It was about
99,
2000.
2000.
It was like 2000, 2001.
Yeah, it took me a while to I work on the thing, and then I came over and worked on you, and I thought I'd have to twist your arm more than I did.
No,
Wait, you worked on him?
I
Whoa.
actually enjoyed working on computers.
See, Mark
And
and
Joe
I,
should know this. He helped me blow up the first fucking computer I ever worked on.
were gonna start our computer repair shop. Okay, and I came up with the idea. I made a Facebook page, and I got a well. It took us a while, but we got some help from a gentleman named Tom. That's kind of funny
Well,
how I spelled
you know
Tom.
what? Us Toms are really cool. I understand.
I can't remember his last name to save my life. And then there was a woman, but
Her name
they
was
were like
Thomasina.
retired people that worked for the SBA and stuff like this. So the guy basically helped us write a business plan. Mark and I did all the research and the footwork and all of this. It's no longer a retro show.
Kate was just saying, you all going to do a quiz?
Say, look, this is what it's called now. Yeah.
As
So
soon as I saw you post that comment in Lois's show, like if you go back and you watch, as soon as you posted that, you see me. I'm like doing this and this and this. Like I was on every like AI image site, and I'm like looking up. I'm like, all right, trippy hippie Dex. It's the parentheses porch because every time
well,
I did Dex, it was coming up with tarot decks. I'm like, no,
then
that's
maybe
not what
you should come up with one for us. You said you was.
I was looking. I was doing
No, she
stuff.
said she was going to make one.
Oh,
Remember, Kate said she was going to make a quiz.
yeah. Oh, see,
See?
see.
Anyway, Mark and I decided, so because of being declared disabled and so on and so forth, finally getting the Social Security coming through, I went to, what was that called? God damn it. What was that place called? Do you remember, Mark?
What place? The
Where
one you had the
DVR, Department of Vocational Rehabilitation.
yeah.
So I went there because I qualified to for their help.
Okay.
So I went there and I said, "Look, I want to start my own business. I'm already trained. I've got so many college credits already in networking and security. I'm A plus certified and I'm Microsoft certified and I went down the line all these certificates I had, and they said, well, we can't do that. And then all of a sudden I kept appealing and we kept having to go in front of like a board of directors. And boy, it started out where we basically had none of them on our side. They're a bunch of old, stuck up, rich, snobby snobs that used to work in business somewhere.
Fucking snobs.
All right. So I'm in there with my long
Yeah.
hair and stuff, and oh man, that wasn't fun.
It took us a bit. We
But
went over.
we had no, not one of them was on our side after that first meeting.
What was it? 3 meetings later.
No, it was like four.
Yeah, 4 meetings later, we got them to.
We slowly turned them one by one.
Well,
And
we kept presenting the evidence that
oh,
that
they're
we
like,
had
yeah.
market.
Well, what they like? What was that first thing? What was the first thing that they had a problem with?
I don't remember everything
Oh,
except for
somehow we were going to appeal to the
uh,
disabled community or something like that, or
disabled.
some shit like that. So we got that, uh, uh, got involved with that program, and they were, so that it was like a keyboard or something. I don't know. It was something, but we satisfied that issue first. Then it was the overhead was too much, because the space we wanted that we were looking at on the corner of Monona and Cottage Grove, the big place,
Yeah,
right? So then we decided to move. Oh, and then it was oversaturation. Was another thing they were worried about. So we decided to go out to Cottage Grove and found that little place in a strip mall that was going to be perfect, right? So that not only lowered the overhead, but it also took it out of Madison where it wasn't so saturated. Oh, and then what there was some about, I think they had a thing with me. So I think after the second meeting, by the time the second meeting came, I showed up after that every time in a suit, and I had my hair cut real short.
I can't even imagine that. I'm
it happened.
sorry, I can't.
I did it
It
though.
happened, and I did not get pictures of it, and I wish I
Damn
would
it,
have.
that's your
My
fault.
my hair was cut real short, and I went out and I actually bought a brand new suit for this. So we finally convinced all 10 of them motherfuckers, and it took us like 4 different meetings over a course. Got a $45,000 grant from DVR. Okay.
Wow.
The only problem was the only way we were going to get this grant was by raising the rest of the money we needed to open the doors. At the time, the banks weren't giving away money too easily.
Yeah, that was actually, I think it was closer to 2007, 2008, Joe. Because if you remember, that's when the
Joe.
housing market
Yeah,
started
because it was also
crashing.
after I quit driving cab too, and I didn't do that until like 2003, and then it was after Brenda passed away and stuff.
Listening to you go back and talk about it, I recall that we were having issues with getting financing for the remainder of it through any of those institutions because of the crash of the market.
Yeah, yeah, it was because it was shortly before or shortly after I met Tanya that all that started.
But yeah, and not only that, which really pisses me
Oh
off
yeah,
about this,
tell them about the
we
contract.
had literally had a six-figure guaranteed contract for being the repair company to be sent the computers to repair
Under
for the
warranty. Yeah, we're
Midwest,
under warranty.
under warranty for the Midwest. We had a guaranteed
So
six-figure
computers
contract,
from Michigan,
6 figure per year, and
Minnesota,
they still wouldn't fucking
Iowa,
take a
Illinois, and
chance.
Ohio, and Wisconsin would all be referred to
And
us.
they still wouldn't take a chance on us, and that right there, just it was a very upsetting situation. I mean,
Well, with that contract, we had it figured we'd have that loan paid off in a year.
less than that. We figured
You
six
know,
months. Figured
and
6 months we'd have the loan paid off, and the rest of it was a grant anyway. So,
yeah, so
with grants, you don't have to pay them back.
So we had the $45,000 grant and this six-figure contract, plus, and that was in writing. Plus, we had a business plan that was written professionally. Mark and I just did the footwork and the research.
Hmm.
We did rough drafts, and this guy Tom, I can't remember his last name to save the life of me,
Nally.
helped us finish the whole thing. And everybody at banks, other places to get grants from, SBA, they all basically, it was so fucking hard to get the extra money we needed, and it wasn't that much more to open the doors.
And here's a better part about it too. If we would have got all that done within 3 months of getting that done, we could have bought out some of the inventory to the CompUSA that closed on the fucking.
Oh
side.
yeah,
I remember.
because we were already buying stuff from CompUSA in case we got the grant.
That's where I got my first cell phone. Was
and,
CompUSA.
and when we were doing the research, we went and investigated some of the other computer repair shops close by, and this was just Mark and I one night out for a drive.
No,
Right?
it was the afternoon. It wasn't a night. It was the afternoon.
Well, yeah,
Middle of the
it was
fucking
after we got
afternoon.
off work. It was after we got off work.
Middle of the fucking afternoon. We're over on Monona Drive. We pull up to the one shop that's over there.
And it's in a very, it's in one of those malls, the place is expensive to rent.
Right.
Well, yeah, because it's over near where the school is. Well, it's kind of in between two high schools.
And the golf course.
And a golf course. And it's across the street from one of the main malls that Joe was already in at one time with his video shop. But anyway, we pull up and we walk up
to the front door.
Open the door, walk in.
Hello?
Hello? Hello? Hello? Not a fucking soul in there. The whole place is unlocked. Not a soul in there. Thousands of dollars worth of fucking computers and parts in that store. Not a soul in that store.
Oh, we could have opened for that $45,000.
He could have pulled the car around back, and we could have took everything out of their inventory right out the back door, threw it in that car, and left, and nobody would have frickin' known.
Yeah, because this was before security.
And they didn't have security cameras up either.
Well,
you look around.
That was so common that a lot of places have those now.
It's like what the fuck, man.
No alarms.
Why were they so stupid?
Too trusting.
Man, we had this all figured out too. We would have still been in business today. I bet.
Sorry. Oh my God, this is funny.
We would have probably had people working for us.
Yeah.
Right now. Because of one place we had it was like almost 2,400 square feet, and it had a full access to a basement.
It had a full basement, and it had a conveyor. It had a conveyor in the stairwell that went down to the basement.
Right. So you could bring things up via the conveyor belt and stuff, and save yourself a lot of heartache. But anyway, we were gonna start one of those because they were pretty popular back then. Have the internet cafe type deal going on.
Uh-huh.
And do
we were thinking of doing that too.
And do video game parties where everybody be playing the same game together. And because these were the popular things back then. So we had this all figured out, Mr. Bean.
Hello.
Isn't he dead?
I don't know.
Recently or something, I heard.
No, he's not.
No, he just did a movie recently. That's what it was.
Not dead.
He just did a movie recently.
What is going on? My lights keep dimming. I'm a little... What the hell is going on?
maybe you're
Got
getting
yourself a
some.
ghost.
My father, when I was a kid,
What he just said that he sounded like Heath Ledger doing the Joker in the Batman.
well, look at my
The
face.
Dark Knight.
My
Oh, I'm sorry, I had it on something. Oh, yeah,
my
yeah, it.
my father. He said, "Why so serious?"
Are you going to show us a trick? You're going to make the pencil disappear.
Oh.
Dude, I will tell you right now, Heath Ledger, I am so sad that he's gone because his Joker was the absolute
well,
fucking best.
I have to say I agree kind of. I,
Why kind
I
of?
I agree kind of because you see
Jared Leto's
Mark
was
Mark Hamill
sucked.
Mark Hamill had the best Joker.
No, I'm talking full Joker,
He's not
not
talking
doing the
animated series.
voice, not doing the voice.
He had the best Joker voice. His
Okay, yes, Mark Hamill
his
does have he has one of the best Joker voices,
his
but I'm
hello.
talking about playing the talking. I'm talking about
Well,
playing the live action Joker.
I just saw something not too long ago, and it was all on Heath Ledger, right? It was like
Oh, really?
it was like one of them investigation shows because they were investigating his death because of the circumstances. Um, and so they were talking about how it really happened. Maybe that was the show, how it really happened or something like that. And they were talking about him playing the Joker. And just days before he got or accepted the role or was going to play the Joker, yeah, where it was announced, or days after it was announced or something, and he was going to go in and start filming, right? He got a call from Jack Nicholson. Okay.
I gotta tell you.
And he basically, and it's almost like you wonder if it was like Jack Nicholson knew something that everybody else didn't, but he basically told him not to let it get inside of his head, not not to let the Joker in his head. Jack Nicholson refused to play the Joker after that first time.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, what more could he do? He died in the first one.
Right, but the thing is, Joker never dies like any good villain.
Well,
They always find a way back. There's always,
but no. I mean, the Jack Nicholson Joker died in the first movie. He fell from the roof of the damn building all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't living through that. I don't care how much mutation you
well,
had.
I'm just saying.
But
But
but I do agree. Jack was a damn good Joker.
but he also
Well,
said
yeah,
that
he was.
the Joker got inside his head, man. It took him a while to recuperate from that.
Well, that happened to Joaquin too. I mean, I, and now there's a second movie coming out, and you
Yeah,
got
I
Lady
just
Gaga playing freaking
playing Harley
Harlequin.
Quinn.
No, no, no,
What?
no. Yeah,
What?
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
no. I'm done. I ain't watching that.
Are you fucking shitting me?
No,
Nope. Lady
she's
Gaga
playing.
is playing Harley Quinn.
No, I don't
No
want anything to
fucking
do with it.
way.
No,
What are they on in Hollywood?
some really good shit apparently.
They must be doing something more than just smoking pot.
They're taking that special acid that ended you up in the medical tent at Woodstock.
And no shit.
Don't take the yellow acid.
Man, that's
But all of Hollywood has become nothing but politics now anyway, so it's stupid.
it is stupid. I mean, that's just poor
We don't
casting.
care. We don't care who you're voting for. We don't care what your opinions are. You're allowed to have your own opinions, But damn it, if you're an actor, we want you to act. If you're a singer, we want you to sing. We don't give a fuck. Don't stop your show in the middle of the shit to say, fuck this one or fuck that one or whatever. Stop.
You know,
Stop.
I could
We
have.
don't want it.
If they wanted to really go with somebody different than Margaret,
Margot Robbie.
yeah, thank you. Um, they should have just went back to the wrestling circuit and got Alexa Bliss because she had that Harley Quinn look about her,
Well, but she had
her
before.
wrestling persona when she first started.
I mean, I don't know. Like, did you guys ever watch the Harley Quinn cartoon series on HBO Max?
No,
It's actually really, really good.
Yeah,
I mean,
actually, I have. I watched the whole thing.
even though it's not what's his name, Kevin Conroy, doing Batman, obviously because he died. But like, it holds true to the cartoon from Fox, basically, and it's not Mark Hamill doing the Joker, but like they have people that sound like them, and it's actually a really, really good show. They only did like 3 or 4
Actually, one doing,
years.
I think the one doing the voice of Harley on that one is
Kelly Kuko,
Kaylee Kuko.
yeah, from
Yeah.
Big Bang Theory, yeah, and she
Yeah.
does a great job.
Oh, she does. She does
And
an awesome
her
job.
and Poison Ivy being like lesbian lovers and everything.
I know
like,
that's funny too.
I mean, you never would have thought about that shit watching the Fox series of Batman. Like,
Yep.
but it
Well,
worked.
HBO,
It really worked.
HBO Max, they have the rights to the DC because HBO Max is
Yes,
owned by Warner Brothers.
yes, I am, Kate. My favorite Joker is merely the voice of Joker. It's Mark Hamill.
Yeah, he
After
does.
after that, it's
he
Jack
does
Nicholson.
an awesome.
Jack Nicholson's next in line, and
I
then
think
Heath Ledger.
I have to disagree with that. I believe Heath Ledger's Joker was better than Jack Nicholson's.
Well, he was a
That
little
Jack,
bit darker than he should have been. I think.
he was way dark.
I know.
That Joker was way fucking
He
dark.
was darker than he was funny, and I think the Joker
Right.
should have been more funny.
and
And I
see,
think back to the Batman '60s
I was just going to say
series.
Jack Nicholson's Joker kind of paid homage to Adam West's Batman.
Yeah, what's his name? Caesar Romero.
Cesar Romero.
Like that, and you know what? What astounded me as an adult that I didn't realize when I was a kid is that in that series you could still see his mustache. He didn't shave his mustache. You could still see it over the makeup.
Right.
I didn't realize that when I was a kid and I was watching that old.
But
Batman
if you go
series.
back, you notice things like that now.
But yeah.
And speaking of that, what animated series has Mayor West in it?
Mira West.
Mayor West.
Who's Mira West?
Mayor West.
Mayor West. Like Adam West was a regular voice in the series. Wasn't that The Simpsons or was that?
No, it wasn't The Simpsons. I think it was Family Guy.
I can't. How do you spell her name?
Adam West was he played the mayor.
Yeah, he played Mayor Adam West.
Yeah,
but I think it was the Family Guy.
Yeah, that was Family Guy.
Okay.
Adam West.
Well, now that he passed away, there's another Mayor West now. Okay. And it's the voice of Sam Elliott.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Sam Elliott. Well, see, he's another one of those actors that went off the political edge, and he's now talking about politics, and how he likes this one, that one. We're not going to get into which actors like which side,
right?
Because that's stupid. But the fact that actors and singers and all these people are getting more involved in politics to their audience is stupid, because and this is the same thing I said with BB3 TV. When me and Dom and we brought Dustin in, and Dustin at the time was very much a political speaker, and he did his job well with his show. He did his research. He had his facts and stuff like that. But I said, listen, I said he's all for one side of the political spectrum. Whether or not I agree with it is irrelevant. I said, but if we bring him in, we cut our audience in half.
Yep.
And that's what these actors and singers and all these people in entertainment are doing. Their audience that they could have
no,
could be doubled if they just shut the fuck up about their politics.
not necessarily, because there are people like me that, I don't give a rat's ass about their views, so I don't care to listen what they say. And,
Robert De Niro coming out going,
it's
fuck
more
Trump,
like,
blah, blah. We don't
I
care what you say.
respect him as an artist.
I love Robert De Niro. I love him as an actor. Everything I've seen him in, I love. But then when he came out on the award show and he's like, oh, fuck Trump on live TV, on network live TV, it's like, dude, what are you doing? You're dividing your audience in half right now because everybody loved you for everything that you've done. But now that you're voicing your political views, everybody that disagrees with you now doesn't want anything to do with you, and they don't want to watch your movies. And now you're losing money. Why? Because you had to open your mouth. Shut the fuck up and do what you're supposed to do. Sing or act or whatever. Just stop this political stupid divide that all the politicians, it doesn't matter on which side you agree with, they're all about divide. Just stop humoring them because in the end, they are supposed to work for us. We aren't supposed to be under them. We're supposed to be their bosses, the politicians. And that's the way it was. That's the way it was written originally. And if we don't like what they're doing, we can revolt against it. But nobody has enough balls to do that. They just go on TikTok and Facebook and do these other like keyboard warrior bullshit. Stop. We're all in the same country. We're all, like Americans or whatever, and just be together and fight against the system. Don't fight for just one end of the system. Fight against the entire system. The entire system sucks. Politics sucks. Politicians suck. We should not allow politicians to be in office for decades. They should have 2 terms. That's it. Done. Gone. That's it. That's the way it should be. There should not be any, Schumers or Pelosi's or the people on the Republican side and stuff like that. There should not be like people that are in there for like 20, 30, 40, 50 years. 2 4-year terms. That's it. You're done. Just like the president, just like mayors, just like senators. Done. And then we get a whole new batch of people. I mean, how long are we going to have to put up with like the rhetoric to use a word that's been used in the news and politics and stuff like that? They get one word and they latch onto it and they use it against each other and stuff like that. How long are we going to have to put up with the rhetoric of all the politics of everything and the hatred and like, oh, you should love us and hate them. It's us against them. No, we're a country. We're one. We're united. The United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
We're not anymore. We're the divided States of America. Why? Because of the news, because of social media, because of politics. Stop it, people. Come together. Be one. Doesn't matter what you identify as, what your religion is, what your like anything. None of this race, nothing matters. We're all here together. I'm sorry, I went off on a little tangent.
But the thing is, you're not wrong. I mean, the only way this country has survived is if we do it together.
Right. It should be us against them, meaning us, the people, against the politicians, not us, the Republicans, against the Democrats, or us, the Democrats versus the Republicans.
The people right now can't even get along with each other. It seems.
No, because it's like I see TikToks where it's like a girl crying. My dad and my brother support Trump, and I don't know what to do. And then, who cares? Who cares who people support?
Yeah, but it's not just politics that are bad. It's the divide, the whole dividing, and the hatred, and all that stuff is coming back around, and it's sad because Watertown's not a very big town. It's bigger than most towns around Wisconsin, right?
And it's the media that's doing this shit.
There was a 13-year-old girl, what was it, about a month ago, maybe now, killed herself because she was being bullied in school. You know, and it's like, what the fuck is going on these days? You know, and it's the social media and these kids being allowed to post selfies and all these different pictures and all this stuff about their personal life, and then they get picked on online, and then they get picked on in school,
Right.
And
I
it's
mean,
like,
God forbid a teenager says, you know what, I think Trump's right. Man, they'll get their ass beat.
you
It's
know,
stupid. It's all about politics, and the kids don't know shit about it. All they
or
know is what the media says and
or
what
be,
their friends say and shit like that.
or if the kid comes out and says, well, you know, they're not, gonna be the normal person and like the opposite sex, you know,
Right?
you
I
know.
mean, some of the kids don't get on board with the
But
whole
they shouldn't.
LGBTQ plus
But still, they
community.
shouldn't be afraid. And it's sad that so many kids have to go to school afraid, and not just afraid because at this point they're like confused.
But why not listen to what the Beatles and Guns N' Roses said? Live and let live.
Yeah,
You know, live and let die, live and let live, live and you know what I mean? Like
you know.
just we don't have to all agree. We don't all have to be on the same page to be friends, to like each other. I have plenty of friends. My girlfriend is on, and I'm not going to say which end either one of us on. Me and my girlfriend are on opposite political like polars here. You know what I mean? Like I support more one side, she supports the other side. And does it result in some arguments? Sometimes. You know, we had one a few weeks ago where it got pretty heated in this very room right here. But we get past it because we realize it doesn't matter. Both sides are evil. All politicians are evil. They're all about themselves, what they can put in their own pocket. They control the stock market and then they get to play it. How is that fair? How the fuck is that fair? You know, I mean, you it's just so stupid the way the world is right now. We are the dumbest nation in the world right now.
Well, yeah, it's like, what is
And
it?
they're all laughing at us, every one of them.
Well, some of these countries, we were just talking about this earlier, Mark and I. Some of these countries, it's like, all right, I'll give you an example. What's going on? This is like third or fourth time it's happened. The state of Wisconsin decided that it's no longer paying my Medicare.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that.
So now they're going to take, because the way they do things, they're going to take double of the payment, double the premium payment out of this check this next month. So now that's going to make it hard for me to get by. Say, now
But the politicians are all about the middle class.
I could sit here and argue with these bastards, but it's all about because my wife makes just a little bit too much above the threshold.
Same with my dad. My
So
dad
when it
cannot
gets
get
back,
Medicaid. He can only get Medicare. He can't get Medicaid.
so when it comes down to it, and it levels back out again, or the things change or whatever, then they have to back pay me sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a pain in the ass because they're going to put me in the hole or something. I mean, half my check is going to go for paying for where I live.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
and
know,
that's the thing they don't take into consideration is your living wage. Like for my dad, like
or
his mortgage.
your car insurance or your car
Yep.
payments, or you know.
They don't
And
take they just look at what you get per month. So for my
so
dad, it's what he gets from Social Security and what he gets from his steel workers
so
pension,
they give me
which
this.
isn't much.
So they give me this letter. Big letter, and I got this
Letter B.
and I got this number here to call. You know, I was on the call. This was the first time I was on the call for over an hour on hold,
Right.
and I decided to fuck it and hang up because I was just having a bad day to begin with. That was like Monday. So then I called them back the next time. It was 3 hours. I'm on hold. I got somebody after being on hold for about an hour. Okay. Then they said, well, I got transferred to a different person or a different department. Hold, please. So now I'm on hold for like 3.5 hours. And I got disconnected,
Imagine that.
you know. And I go and look at the clock because I started like right when they opened, 9 a.m. my time.
Right.
I look at the clock and I'm going, oh, lunchtime. They must have just disconnected the phones and went to lunch.
Yep.
And it's like it pisses
Because
me
they
off
don't
because
I mean, like I said, my dad, he can't get Medicaid
and
because they said he makes too much. Now, my dad gets
hold
paid.
on. Then there was one letter that I got before all this happened saying that, oh, you got to pay co-pays now when you go to the doctor. So now I got, for the first time in years, I got a $100 medical bill, and I don't know how I'm going to pay that this next month.
Well, imagine this: my dad's mortgage payment and stuff is just over $1,000 per month, right?
Yeah.
Now he gets paid like 2,000 some from Social Security a month, and then he gets a check from the steelworkers pension that he has for like 200 some a month. So he makes about 2,200, 2,300 max per month. They said he makes too much money for Medicaid. Now we can have these people come into our country illegally and they get shit for free. They get housing, they get money, they get cars, they get this, they get that. But for my dad, no, you make too much money, you can't get Medicaid. If my dad would get Medicaid, I would not have ever started to work because I would have been getting paid through Medicaid to be his caregiver.
Or see, or if he wants it, he's got to pay the premium, which at this point, yeah, I know it's
It's
bullshit.
it's
It,
so frustrating, and
and
yet all the politicians are all for the middle class. Bullshit.
and,
None of you are. I don't care if
it's
you're
different for every
Republican,
state
Democrat.
too. So every state is different. So it doesn't, so it
Oh,
always
PA
depends on
is a
where you live.
special.
But
PA
see,
is special because we're not a state; we're a commonwealth. So we
but
have different rules than than the rest of the states.
but see, that almost sounds like Wisconsin. See, they count my wife's income, and we could get around this by getting divorced. But what's that going to prove?
No,
You know, and it's not like you wanted to go through that in the first place, anyways. But they sit there and they take her. Oh, she makes just a little bit too much because she works a little overtime here and there. So she just, all it takes is like 50 cents or something over the limit, and you're fucking cut off.
yeah, and
You know?
they tell us the same
There's
thing,
no
but
leeway there.
they don't take into consideration the mortgage he pays. Like the mortgage he pays every month is half of his social security check,
Right.
easily. So
And,
now
and,
he's making $1,000 a
and
month.
as things stand, the way things stand, we have to pay taxes on the Social Security.
Right, which we
Which
already
we
paid
already
taxes
paid
on the
taxes
way
on
in.
the income
Right.
that it was taken out of in the first fucking place.
Yeah, we pay taxes on the way in and the way out. And yet all these politicians are about the middle class. We're all about you got bullshit. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat,
No,
Independent, whatever. You're all about you. You don't give a shit about us.
it makes it hard to save any money because we
Well,
would have been
especially
out
with
of.
the inflation rate now.
Well,
I mean,
yeah. See, by now we would have been out of here.
yeah.
If they would have allowed us to, do it right way and save money. But
But whenever there's a big inflation rate, they always blame it on the last president. Well, I'm sorry to say, Joe and Kamala, but you guys have been in there for almost 4 years now. You can't blame anything on Trump. And I'm not saying Trump did everything right by any means. But like, I mean, we do this every time there's a new president. We always blame the
Yeah,
last president for
there's
everything
something.
bad,
Yeah,
and anything that's good, even if the last president did it, we say, "Oh, it's this
right.
administration."
I see. Yeah, we see
It's
that happen.
bullshit.
History
It's
proves it. All right,
complete and total
but
bullshit. You politicians need to go away. You need to be in there for 2 terms total, 2 4-year terms, and that's it. And that's all you get. And then you retire and you
I
go
think Mark
away.
fell asleep over there. Look at him.
Nope.
I mean, am I wrong? I mean, should they be able to be
No,
career
No, I
politicians?
agree. I agree with you that the
because
politicians should be only allowed two terms, three at the most, because all you're doing is you're keeping the corruption in the system instead of
Right.
removing it when it needs
right.
to be removed.
Because you got all these
But
people who have seniority.
you also got to look at other things too, because there are some of them that do commit crimes and they're not being prosecuted because of the let's play politics the right way.
Man, I'm gonna have to have my coworkers rewatch this feed, man.
You know,
Tomorrow, I'm gonna be like,
the
"Look here, I'm gonna send you the link. Watch this."
There are some of them that have committed crimes. There are some of them that have been convicted of these crimes and they're still sitting in there, or they're still trying to get back in, or they're over here and they're not getting their sentencing for these crimes that they've committed.
Yeah, and there's some that got away with the crimes.
Yeah, and there's plenty of them that's gotten away with the crimes
Well,
because of their positions in the system.
Like you look back to the
that's going back.
2016 election, right? It was about Trump and what's her name, Hillary, right? So
Yep.
now Hillary, when they left the White House, Hillary stole shit from the White House that she had to give back, but she was still fit to run. Why? Why? She stole from the White House as they were leaving out of there. Now, I'm all about having a female president. It's nothing about her being a female. It's nothing about her being a Democrat. I'm all about having a female as a president, and it doesn't matter what her race is, white, black, brown, yellow, red. It doesn't matter.
Green, maybe a
Well,
Martian.
we couldn't have a green one because they're not from the country. They have to be born in this country in order to
That's
be.
How
why
do you
Arnold. That's why
How do you
Arnold
know
never
that a
ran for
Martian? How do
president.
you know that a Martian didn't take a precedence in the United States and have a child? That child was born on sovereign land at that point, so therefore
Well, the
they are.
child, the child could run, but the parent could
Yeah,
not
but
if they're
that's
not
what I'm
from here.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Maybe Kamala Harris is part alien. We don't know.
Maybe,
Maybe Trump is. I mean, maybe that would
maybe
explain his.
maybe Trump's the Antichrist.
Maybe that would explain Trump's hair. You know, like maybe he's part alien. You know, I don't know. We don't know. But I don't know. It's just all so stupid where we are right now as a country.
You know,
I mean, people get offended by the stupidest things, and then people have their pronouns that they go by, but yet we're supposed to know automatically, even before they tell us what their pronouns
I
are. We're
do
supposed to know what they
apologize.
are.
Look, I do
You know what I
apologize
mean?
for
Like,
saying it this way because I know certain people that feel things a different way, but this non-binary shit and this I identify as a cat and I identify as a
yeah.
chair, I identify as this and I identify as that and
And you
everything
need to
else.
respect me for that.
And I think that's bullshit.
Yeah.
What
I
that,
think
what
that's
that
a
boils
I don't care
down
who.
for me, what that boils down to is the ability of the parent to warm the ass up without getting in trouble for warming the ass up and melting
well.
the wax in the ears over the years. Okay, and then also, I get all that, but I also have respect for these people and children that are gay because they don't
Well, yeah,
have.
that's fine.
Okay, being gay is different than being
Yeah.
non-binary
Oh yeah,
or
that's
being identify as this or identify as that.
right.
But I
You
don't
know,
care what you identify as. But you're not going to demand respect out of me if you're not going to give me respect.
Exactly.
You give what you
Exactly.
get. You know what I
Well,
mean?
that's like the old saying: respect isn't something that's given; it's earned.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
You
I'm not going
know,
to automatically respect somebody that I don't know unless they respect me. And now, like say an example of this. So we have a convenience store here in this area called Wawa. I will hold the door for somebody, and I expect them to say thank you. You know what I mean? And when they don't, I'll say, yeah, you're welcome. You know what I mean? And then I'm the asshole. It's like, well, if I did that gesture, the least you could say is thanks, man. Something. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Or if you let somebody go when you're driving in traffic and it's not their turn, but you wave them
Mhm.
on. The least they could do is just go like
way
this.
back or
You know
something.
what I
Yeah,
mean? Like say thank you. And
right.
and that kind of mentality
You
is
know that.
gone out of this
Yeah,
area
and you know, I
because
noticed that.
everybody is so self-absorbed and they think that they're privileged and it's me. I know. I didn't need to put my turn
All
signal on.
right,
I know where I'm going.
now we're all around this, from the same generation. All right, we're all about the same age, give or take a few years.
Well, I'm
Uh,
I'm a bit younger than you guys.
Tom's
Yeah.
younger than us, and
yeah, he's a
I'm
baby.
still in my 40s.
he hasn't
For
learned a
He
lot of
hasn't
shit.
got fifties
So
yet, but
I'm
still,
I'm still in
you
my
were.
40s for another few months.
Yeah, but you were around where you would know this. You know, I this is the thing I've noticed for years. Okay, and you don't see it too often anymore. But back in my day, when when I was like driving a lot and in my
Oh my god, I wish
twenties, and
this was
I,
on BB3 right
you
now.
know, when I got my license and I'm on the road driving a lot, I noticed something. Okay, and I noticed it all the time. You know, like it was all the time. You know, you get on the interstate, you're behind a semi truck, and they'll use their tail lights to give you signals and their headlights to give you signals. Like if you slow down, you know, you see him turn on his signal, you slow down to let the trucker in, you
Yeah,
know, and he pulls in front of you because you slowed down to let him in. He usually flashes his tail lights back at you to say thank you. Right?
right.
You don't see that. That's like a rare thing nowadays. And
Yeah,
usually when you
because
get
people
past
are
the
fucking
truck driver,
assholes.
that truck driver's got to be 50, 60 plus because he probably learned it from his dad or somebody else that drove truck before him.
Yeah, but
You
they
don't
don't care
you
anymore.
don't
It's
even
like
see any, you know,
I'm
they act like
privileged.
they
It's
own
all
the
about
fucking
me.
road.
Like people won't put their turn signals on because, well, I know where I'm going. Why do I need to put the turn signal on? Well, it's to help the people behind you know where the fuck you're going.
Yeah.
I was behind somebody today that made a left and a right and a left and a right, and they didn't use a single fucking turn signal. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yep.
I deal with it every day. I'm out on my
That
route. I deal
common
with it,
courtesy no
and I'm
longer
at that point
exists.
right
No,
now. I'm at that point right now, Tom. I just want to fucking retire.
See,
I,
that's
I,
I
why.
want to get off the road. I don't even want to be out there driving on this bullshit anymore.
and then they wonder why people go crazy with the fucking guns and shit and just like
Yep.
start slaughtering
Well,
people.
that,
You know, it's
but that's also got a lot to do with everything advancing so much, and then
That's
all this
also got a
stuff
lot to do with
got taken away from, you know, closed down or taken away.
the gun thing. Also has a lot to do with the non-disciplination of the younger generation. You know,
well, yeah, because
I still.
we're not allowed to smack them anymore when
I'll
they
tell
do
you
Right.
right
something.
now. I'll tell you right now. My daughter, she has respect. She's respectful
Yeah,
because
my
I
son as
don't give
well.
a shit what people said to me. I didn't have a problem warming her ass up and melting the wax in the ears to make her hear what I had to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't have to do any of that shit with my son. My son, when it came to me, he listened to me because I guess I was dad. So it's like, oh my god, I was bigger than life or whatever. But like, I mean, my son is striving to become my daughter. All right, and I haven't mentioned this on too many live feeds. He's been taking estrogen for quite some time now, developing breasts and stuff like that and everything. But I still love and respect my son, and I always will. I told him it's going to take some time for me to come into what he wants. To call him a she and stuff like that, and but he respects that I still love him and I still support him. I'm always. I mean that's my boy. I mean, like, even if he doesn't want to be my boy, that's it. And I will always be there for my son. He's my best friend. Has been since the day he was born. And I held nothing against him with all of that, but just the way the rest of the world is working right now with the same bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, these are my pronouns, and you need to respect me and tell me and call me what I'm supposed. Well, how the fuck are we supposed to know until you tell me what I'm supposed to call you? Well, I'm offended because you called me a he when clearly I'm a she. Well, no, if you got a beard, just because you're wearing makeup doesn't mean that you're a she. I'm sorry.
That's just it. And then it still goes back to that discipline thing. These kids think that everybody should know everything all the time about everybody else.
Entitlement.
And these kids who grow up with the lack of any disrespect. They think they're better than we are, smarter than we are.
Oh yeah, they call us boomers and stuff like that. Just because we're Gen X doesn't mean we're boomers. Sorry, the boomers are our parents.
Right.
We are Gen X, and you don't want to fuck with us because we will come for you.
It's like,
here's what those little fuckers don't quite understand.
But it's like this. They would have never been able to survive growing up in our time.
They would have never. No, they would have. They would have survived it, Joe, because they would have had to learn the way we did.
They would have.
They're all like, "Why were you drinking out of the hose? Was the sink not an option?" It's like,
here's what these little fuckers really don't understand, though. Okay, our generation, the Gen X generation, we grew up not having our parents there all the time. But when they were, we got our asses whipped when we when we did the fuck around and find out. And then when we got in fights with other people, our age and shit, and we had our disagreements and it came to fisticuffs, that's what it was. It was fights. It wasn't, I'm going to pull a knife on you, I'm going to pull a gun on you.
While everybody watched.
You got in the middle of the fucking circle that everybody else made, and you went to town. And then the person that walked away was the winner, and the other person actually respected them for that.
Right. Well, no matter who won or lost, at the end, we were friends and we went and had a beer.
So what these little fuckers don't quite understand, though, is
we even had chores.
We are the original.
We paid for those chores half the time.
No,
because our parents couldn't afford it. They both had to work, and sometimes parents had to work 2 jobs because it was a single mother type thing, raising kids by herself. So there was no but you had to get those chores done.
Why did we get into this discussion like earlier? We should have gotten to because it's getting almost 7 o'clock. We're gonna have to quit.
Yeah,
but that's the thing, But what I'm saying is these little fuckers, they don't quite understand. Okay, we've already lived our lives. We've already done everything that we need to do. We're in our stage now where we want to sit back, relax, and not be bothered. Okay. But what they're doing is they're poking this bear. We're hibernating. We are in the hibernation stage. We're done. We're done with the bullshit of the world. We want to relax. They're over here poking the bear, trying to wake us up. And what they don't quite understand is we're the original fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
And when they're over here pulling that shit, as soon as they wake us up, they're going to find out. And they ain't going to like what they find. Because our generation, we don't give a shit
Well,
We're a
no,
generation that we're a generation that came up with the fucking ways of winning and the ways of taking care of business.
yeah, but at the same time, the older you get, the less the less life in jail looks. I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean,
it's
the
like
older we get, life in jail
I
doesn't look
kind of
that bad
try
anymore.
right. It's like you get 3 square meals a day and a cot to sleep on.
And you get free healthcare.
Right. You
So yeah,
know, so it's like the older you get,
they don't get it.
you
They
know,
really don't fucking get it.
and it just
It's
it's
done
sad.
time. I gotta go find food anyway.
Yeah, we got
Tom had to go take a piss. So.
yeah. So we're gonna end this anyways. We're gonna end this
It's time
anyways.
to
The
it's
finishing
time to
game.
end it. I'm gonna go find me some food.
Yeah. So until next week, catch us tomorrow. We're gonna be talking about an interesting subject.
And here's a clue for everybody that wants to watch us and everything. You want to trigger us? Just talk about shit like we just got through talking about. That'll trigger us.
Yeah. So stay safe, enjoy, and remember anything's possible.